Ashley White goes through her day living like the typical 29-year-old she is. She wakes up, goes to work, comes home, plays with her dog, and goes to sleep to start over again the next day. However, each day that she does these things, she lives with a hidden attacker within herself, her own immune system. White has a rare autoimmune disease called scleroderma, and she explains what it is in her own words.
Scleroderma is an autoimmune disease that causes a tightening or even a thickening of skin or connective tissue. So it can affect anything in your body because naturally everything is made of tissue, your organs, skin, everything.
White discovered she had scleroderma after she had symptoms of jaw pain, hand swelling, and her fingers turning blue.
I found out I had scleroderma about 3 years ago. The symptoms actually started 6 months to a year prior to that. The first one that I can remember is I had jaw pain that the doctor told me was just I was grinding my teeth at night. And then later on, I went to the doctor about 6 months later because my hands were swelling and they were really stiff. So they weren't supposed to do that naturally. So that's where the process started of multiple doctors being seen, multiple rounds of blood work, x-rays, all sorts of tests were done, and they finally came to the conclusion of scleroderma.
Scleroderma is a disease that requires diligent management, or the consequences could be deadly.
If scleroderma is left untreated, it can really cause a bunch of damage in your body. It really depends upon what that specific individual has problems with. For instance, mine likes to stay in the joints, and I know that I've seen some people to where their joints stiffen to the point to where they can't move anymore. There's also some people who have actually died because of scleroderma and the complications to the organs.
Doctors have given White medication that treat the symptoms of a sister autoimmune disease called lupus, since they're similar. In addition to medication, White exercises to help keep her joints from seizing up. So she does physical activities like walking her dog Ben or doing yoga either at home or at classes at a nearby gym. Still, White can feel the effects of her disease every day when she participates in hobbies she enjoys like crocheting and knitting, or when she carries out her duties at work.
Scleroderma has changed my day-to-day life by basically making it more difficult for me to participate in hobbies that I like. I like to knit and crochet, and some days my hands are too stiff, the joints are, for me to be able to do those kind of projects. It's also affected my work. I work at a pet store, so there's a lot of lifting of bags of dog food and stock and stuff, and some days it's difficult for me to do that because of the pain. Also, the Raynaud's symptoms in my hands will create ulcers on my fingers, and anytime I have any sores on my fingers from the Raynaud's, I have to wear gloves anytime I get people fish.
White is not the only one affected by her disease, as her family also must come to terms with her condition, which isn't easy.
It's hard when you find out that your child has something that you can't help them with. But you do what you can to support them. Sorry. And just be there for them. She has good days and she has bad days. And I've seen both. But thankfully, with medications and exercise and things like that, she's had more good days than bad days.
White is currently an MBU student through Jefferson College, trying to attain a degree in middle school science education after it became clear her first degree in veterinary technology was not going to work out.
I did go to Jeffco previously to get a degree in veterinary technology, but when I was diagnosed with scleroderma, I was told that I wouldn't be able to use that degree due to my increased risk of infections. That would be from anything from a dog bite, a scratch, coming in contact with the bodily fluids of any of the animals. Plus, not only that, but the physical nature that my body was in, I wouldn't be able to do any of the heavy lifting. So that would pose a safety risk for not only myself, but my coworkers as well. So I had to abandon that degree. And I started out, I decided to get a new degree. So I'm back in college to get a teaching degree, hopefully going to transfer to MOBAP when I'm done with Jeffco. hoping to pull on my veterinary technology degree that I had previously and apply that information to teaching middle school science.
According to the Scleroderma Foundation, scleroderma is a disease that only has 300,000 cases diagnosed in the United States. That's less than 0.1% of the population of America. Only a third of that number have systemic scleroderma, which is the type White has. Female scleroderma patients outnumber men by a ratio of 4 to 1, and its most frequent onset is between the ages of 25 and 55. Scleroderma is not a hereditary disease, but it is caused by the composition of genes. Currently, it is unknown what causes scleroderma and there is no known cure for it. Despite this fact, and the risks that this disease can pose as she grows older, White is determined to do what she can to keep from slowing down.
I will continue to just be stubborn and determined to keep going with what I want to do and try not to let my condition and kind of hold me back from anything as much as possible. Just play it smart and do the proper things to make sure I don't do anything stupid to injure myself, like I actually have done a few stupid things. And just basically tell myself if I start slowing down, I can do this all day and just keep trucking along and get it done.
This is Dylan White reporting.